Welcome back to the Sun and Moon Tarot. Today we will find what is good and what is hidden. I hope you're well and staying blessed, enjoying life, wherever you are. This is an Aquarius season read. So there's that. And if you have air highly aspected, this read is likely for you. So that means if you understand birth charts, you've got a lot of air in it. Otherwise, you identify as a Gemini, Libra, Aquarian. I realize that there's different levels of understanding for people, and what is mainstream knowledge versus what is actually practice. So, if you do have air highly aspected, this read is likely for you. Happy birthday to my Aquarians. Magician's first card to fall out. I hope you're enjoying your birthday season. Happy birthday to you. We're going to go on with our air read. I have a feeling, I'm very hopeful, that they are more positive this month. For this season, excuse me, not month. Wrong type of calculation. Time calculation. Why? That's way too many cards. Excuse me. Let's do a double count. You've got... Sorry, that was a very sound. But we've got some darkness here. You know what? We're going to take this read. We're going to take these as our clarifying cards. Screw it. We'll have 3. And then... here we go. That's where we're at. I dig it. Oh, I don't dig it. Really? Fine. Sorry. No to these. Yeah, I'm a true Gemini. No to the clarifying cards. Really? Okay, fine. That's way too many. Excuse me. Sorry, I'm like over here daydreaming about that last row because I cannot get over how significant it is. Okay. Air signs. We're going to go with this. I like the 2 clarifying cards. And this is a less harsh energy than the Hierophant with the 5 of Majors. It's a 7 of Pentacles. I'm digging the earth energy. Okay. So, air signs. Interesting read. A lot of major arcana here, as you can see. This is what fell out for that last bit. I did go ahead and put the clarifying cards back. Didn't like it. For some reason, didn't like it. And that's where we're at. So, if you have any questions, if you don't like it, that's okay. I tend to tell you that on my general reads, your seasonal reads, they will likely follow as this is your recent past, this is your current energy, this is your future. And it's usually, so this is your Aquarian season read. So this is the end of Capricorn season, the majority of Aquarian season, and what you can kind of look forward to, look out for, what's the likely future outcome of the story, right? Overall energy or theme for the story, and clarifying cards for a story at the very end. Okay, air signs. These reads can be considered timeless, so if you call to watch one of my reads or another reader's reads, at another time, unless they strictly tell you otherwise, go right ahead. There might be something in there for you. Excuse me. If it doesn't resonate, that's okay. Check out the other placements of your birth chart if you know what I'm talking about. Now, let's get into your read, air signs. Let's go right ahead and dive deep Seven of Pentacles. I don't know why I feel called to say this, but hello to the cat down the road. If you don't know if you don't know the reference, I don't actually know that SEO would pull him up for that, but it's like he's a YouTuber that's really famous and absolutely fantastic. If you ever get the chance to check him out, his channel is Infinite Waters. His name, or his stage name, I don't know that that's his actual name, but I think it's his stage name. Anyway, his stage name is Ralph Smart. Fantastic, fantastic content. At least he used to have a lot of really good content. I haven't watched him per se in probably like 6 years actually, but he used to have fantastic content, and I bet he still does. Would doubt that it's changed. Anyway. I almost said, let's dive deep. That's why I referenced him, because that's the thing that he says a lot. That it's not an original quote for me. But he also always says, say hello to the cat down the road. And I dig that. It's one of my favorite things that he says in his videos. I'm so sorry that I started talking at random about Ralph Smart, but if you get in the mood for, like, if you're in the mood for learning, because you are an air sign, right, just like me, so he's got a lot of like really cool stuff that puts different pattern recognition at play for all kinds of different subjects that I find very fascinating. He has either a master's or a doctorate in psychology. He also has studied parapsychology. He's just a very neat person to like listen to their lecture and kind of take in their process and consider it if you are bored and looking for some form of a new thing. Okay, I'm done with this. I am not paid to advertise for him. I have no connection to him whatsoever. He doesn't know that I was going to do that. I don't know why I did that. Anyway, now, yeah, no, we're not connected. I just really dig his stuff, and he's not paying me to like be like, hey, shout out to Ralph Smart or anything. I just got, for some reason, very interested in talking about him. I don't know why. It must be important to someone. So one of my viewers, right, somebody that listens will potentially watch his channel or find like one of his books interesting or something. So back on track, air signs. Seven of Pentacles is your overall energy, meaning our story theme: hard work, perseverance, and diligence. Sorry, I'm stuttering. Hard work, perseverance, and diligence. Putting in the effort is ultimately what we're going to say is the theme. Us being focused on where we can put our energy to create again, rather than where we do not have any control whatsoever. Any say, any control. Someone is very, it doesn't matter what they are. We just don't have we can't control everything, right? So this is about us focused on where we can put all of our efforts in, why, how, the what will be our overall theme, okay? I would not always say that with this card, but this is that. It's like, of course, obviously during Aquarius season, you putting in efforts where they are needed, where you are supposed to, where it's necessary. But I think also to an extent you might be focused on how to rebuild, persevere, where to put your efforts in. If the reads have been like also resonating for you, then you are focused on where you in this season can build to heal and to put like forgiveness into your life and put things behind you, kind of like there's this place of I'm very focused on where my efforts benefit. So that's very important. Okay, so for your first row in the recent past, you do have the Magician. the Knight of Wands and the Page of Wands. I find it neat that you got the Knight and the Page of Wands here. We're not going about romance, apparently. All right. So instead, let's focus on definitions. The Magician is an interesting card. It's the Alchemist card, the card of willpower, creation, mastery, and adaptation. Where can you adapt? Where are you putting your efforts in to manifest things that are better for you, that create your ability to be at peace, in harmony with the world, and your ability to, of course, how you create with magic, how you create with alchemy, how you understand your ability in the third dimension, right? It's a very, very serious lesson during the entirety of Aquarius season. I bet there was, for everyone, there was some form of, if you don't have like a terrible bond that you got out of in 2016 where you closed a big door, there's some form of change that was absolutely necessary that you probably excuse me, something that you just needed to let go of. Fair? So it is something that siphoned from you, whatever it was. And so you are very focused on this ability to create and how to cut like anything out that takes and doesn't give back, so you can benefit and everyone is equal. The Knight of Wands is action, adventure, fearlessness. The Page of Wands is exploration, excitement, and freedom. You have to remember that these are both fire cards. I find it very significant because, of course, we talk about the elements a lot on my channel. So with this, you're very focused on how to create like new, exciting ventures that feed your soul and those around you. You in the recent past, you learned something where you are not even questioning it anymore. You know that like you are, you know who you are, and you know that based off wherever you are in life, you have been in enough situations where you understand or are just now understanding what you bring to the table based on the environment. That would be the lesson. Okay? And so if you are with someone that like maybe feeds you in one way, but only one way and no other way, and kind of takes from you in other ways, then it's a toxic relationship. And you might be recognizing that on any level. It doesn't have to be lustful, right? It can be any level of toxicity. You're recognizing where you personally like kind of, oh, I don't want to say that word. I hate that people keep using that word. Okay, different word. What word? You made choices. Hold on, I'm so sorry, Air Signs. I really do dislike that people keep using that word, and it's bumming me out about my situation, so I'm trying really hard to use a different word. Ultimately, you're focused on so sorry. I'm really trying to not be rude when I say this, depending on who cross watches. I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings. Okay, I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just trying to be clear that like sometimes you I'm not saying that. I'm not going to use that word on my channel right now because it's bumming me out. So instead, we're going to just say that sometimes you take on relationships based on things that you like, future faking and etc. And if not future faking, then I mean future faking can happen in any type of a relationship. It doesn't have to be romantic, right? So like, it does not matter if it's your job that lied to you and promised you this, this, and this. If you did this and this, it doesn't matter who or what or how. It just matters that type of format of a relationship played out in a way that it's been very negative for you, and you stayed in it way longer than you should have because of responsibilities, ultimately. And you're recognizing why, and why you will never open that door again, and why it was toxic, and where you personally gave away your control, and etc. So you're recognizing how to take that back, how to take it on back, take that control back, go back to manifestation. No more no more of this place where I'm not supposed to say that. Fine. Wow, I'm so sorry. Apparently I'm not allowed to talk about a lot of this stuff. Excuse my drink. I'm drinking an energy drink right now, and I don't know if it's loud, but usually when I drink, when I have anything, it doesn't matter what type of beverage it is, but because the mic's right next to my throat, it sounds like an ASMR video, and so I'm always like, excuse me, I'm not trying to be obnoxious. All right, back on track. So doing little things where it's not just little things, it's also big things, because these two cards might seem like lower cards, but they're fire cards and they are court cards, and so they are very much working with your magician energy of, I am here, I want to create like a type of freedom where I'm able to put my efforts in and see the growth, not just consistently be told I'll see it someday and then never see it. It's what I mean by the future faking. Okay. You want to be able to see where your efforts are, where you're putting in your energy and where it's blooming, rather than you consistently putting your energy into things and watching it go nowhere because of whatever this was. We'll leave it there. So for your, I'm so sorry, this video is super long. Air signs, thank you so much. I hope you enjoy the content, and I hope you do not mind my rambles about random things, because they're good information. And air signs, we all like that. Let's be real. We all dig the. We are literally, I'm about to go into this, but air signs are represented by swords in the tarot, and excuse me, swords or words. Just kidding. Logic. We are literally represented by logic, which is why we're typically more like not insensitive in a narcissistic way, but logical and more direct with communication because of that. So sometimes people think that we're throwing a sword when we're really just trying to share our words, which is our logic, and it is literally our currency. So that's how air signs, you already know. If you're an air sign watching this and not a cross watcher, you probably do like all of my banter and think it's kind of neat. If not, then that's okay. And you can fast forward. I am not offended at all. So for your current energy, you do have the Ace of Swords, the Queen of Swords, and the Empress. Love it. Love it. We're going to continue on with this storyline, right? It doesn't matter how the placement of, how, it does not matter how things are playing out in your life. It matters that this continued energy of, I will persevere, I will, I can, I do, will manifest that with this follow through. So you might be in a place where you really don't feel like, or you were at the beginning of Aquarius season, or whenever you're watching this, at a place where you're like, I don't know how I'm going to get out of all this. Like, it's too much bullshit, and I feel trapped and suffocated and have no idea how I'm going to get through all this baloney. You might feel that way. But during Aquarius season, of course, the path will appear. Things will appear. You will find the right routes at the right time to make the right decisions for everyone involved, and it will be beautiful. I'm saying that because of what this means, right? So what does it mean? Ace of Swords. Any ace, of course, is a gift. right? A gift of knowledge from the universe, God, gods, whatever you believe in. It's not a judgment channel, and you have to recognize that there are many cultures and many viewpoints, so it's better to just go with the idea of it doesn't matter what other people believe as long as they're connected spiritually. Okay? So the Ace of Swords, the Queen of Swords, I'm not going to clarify that. Fine. The Empress, sorry. The Ace of Swords, the Queen of Swords, and the Empress are a big deal in terms of I see what I bring and I know what I can do with it, and this is where I'm going with this energy from now on. No more of it being siphoned ever again. You're very clear for whatever reason, okay? The universe has, in some way, shape, or form, God, gods, whatever, forced something in your life where you no longer can be in, if it's a hormonal chaotic relationship, if it's this, if it's that, it's whatever, but something that you were probably addicted to, and you are being, it's forced in your face, like straight up forced in your face. There's no questioning it. The logic's there of how this thing has played out in your life and why, and what it takes from you and why. It doesn't matter how that plays out in your life. Whatever it is, it takes from your ability to be like you are a hardworking person who can like grow things efficiently, and you just like to see it grow. And you've taken on many different like career paths, relationships, different types of hobbies or outside responsibilities where you know that you do this. It doesn't matter if it's pets or hobbies or different types of arts and crafts or different types of art or different types of whatever. Literally, it's just that you are at a place in your life, again, timeline wise, where you know what you can bring, and when you are connected and tapped in and able to get your rest, feed yourself, and maybe not fight, like argue with someone, you know what you bring to the table. So you might be, like I mentioned earlier, being forced one way or another to see where something is toxic, where, because there's a break there, right? There's some form of you don't have to deal with it for a minute, for a while, for whatever, and the universe has provided this even though you did not want it, and you did not want the break, and you didn't think you needed it, and you might have thought you could figure it out if you just keep persevering and putting your efforts into this dang, oh, I'm not supposed to say that. I'm not supposed to reference that. Okay, fine. Into this situation in which your energy is sometimes or always siphoned, and you are not able to kind of cut through the bullshit because of whatever type of consistent drama you're dealing with. So the break is there because you're able to see that, yeah, obviously you are like a hardworking air sign that is very logical and not sensitive. So like anything that you've been told you're being too sensitive about, you're being too this, you're too that, you're too that, whatever, you're recognizing where someone was gaslighting you, where you are not being too sensitive, where you're being logical, why, and how this person is just straight up or not person, I'm so sorry, person, thing, whatever, connection, this connection is not healthy, and it definitely takes away from you. There's a break in something where you can really see where something has been, where and how are a big deal here. Where and how someone or something has been manipulating you, and to the extent that it's the first time you've had full control over your environment for some years, maybe. Okay. And so you're recognizing how often someone does small weird things just to mess with you, just to manipulate you, and how you do, whether they're doing it on purpose or not. Okay. For cross watchers. But where no matter what, this person is not gonna, or that thing or whatever, partnership, this job, whatever, they're not gonna listen to your boundaries. They don't care what you responsibilities you value and who you are as a human in society. They don't value that, right? if it's a job, if it's a person, if it's connection, if it's a network, if it's whatever, it doesn't matter. But they do not value that about you. So you're getting a break from whatever doesn't value you. Whatever doesn't value you for who you are, you're getting a break from that. And you're recognizing why the door has to like really be closed forever. And like in the current energy, it's just continuing. Like the more of a time break that you get, the more clarity you get. So not only do you have the ace, you also have the queen, okay? The queen of air being complexity, perceptive, clear-mindedness. So just the continuance of, okay, I know what I bring to the, I know what I bring to the table, right? I know that I bring this energy of the Empress. I am the divine feminine. I'm not here to question what I bring to the table because I'm able to manifest no matter what environment I'm in. And I've been in many environments because I'm an air sign. So I know that I bring this to the table regardless of the environment. And so for someone to tell me that I don't means that they have some level of ignorance to them. And I'm not even going to question it anymore. There's not even a way to question it. Whether it, like now, excuse me, I said this earlier, but the break happened for whatever reason, and you're recognizing where and how often this situation like literally lies to you and makes you question things that don't make sense just because they don't want to be accountable. And how often they would rather you be confused as an air sign and sitting there in literal chaos, questioning everything instead of just going about your normal day, right? They, whatever this is, has figured out that they can they can manipulate energy in your life and manipulate your ability to create. And they, even though they see you as this, they don't value that in you and they take from it. And you are very clear on this now. There's no question about it because of that break. The logic is now like set in your brain that whatever this is toxic, and then it does in fact take away from your ability to like focus. Okay. And you know what you bring to the table. You know who you are. You know that you are, if you are a divine feminine, if you are a woman, like I'm not trying to bring sexism into it or any type of like debate is, but if you want to talk in the comments, as long as you're kind, we can do that. The Empress though really does sometimes recognize that womb, okay, the ability to literally be fertile and to create a portal in which something will manifest. Okay, so these cards are a big deal because you are focused on the fact that you are an alchemist and also that you are an empress, that you are a divine feminine, the queen of all queens. You know that you can work energy, you know how, and you're being very logical about, okay, well, this break happened because I do have a purpose in the world and I do bring this energy and I do want to show up like that. And this takes away from my ability to do that. There's no question about it anymore because you had that forced break. There's no way to like go back and think, I can put my efforts in. No, this is not healthy and you need to move forward. And you're very clear on that, air signs. There's no question about that. So thank you for listening. We're going to go to your future rose kind of like dark. If you don't read tarot cards, I invite you to become and just kind of listen. Because I realize that these look like very like almost ominous cards. And if you do watch tarot, then you already know that these are not good cards, right? The Tower, Death, and the Devil. All three major arcanas, all kind of bad cards, actually. Often considered scary cards, major change cards. Just a big deal. Okay, so before we go into definitions, the future holds a major change. The future holds something you cannot, there isn't a reverse. There is a major foundational shift with that Tower card and the Death card. The door closes, the door opens. It's not a question, regardless of how you, beautiful human here, may say that, how you think of the door opening and the door closing. It doesn't matter how you practice and what you perceive by that sentence. These are what these cards mean. The devil is present as well. Okay, my dears, let's continue forward. Let's go right ahead and go for it. The Tower is going to be literally going to be that the end of that relationship. Whatever that thing is that siphons you. It's either this thing dying, it's this thing walking out of your life, it's this thing no longer being able to connect with you because of all kinds of different stuff. Whatever the reason, the Tower does represent whatever this toxic thing we've been talking about this entire read. Does not matter how it plays out in your life. That is at an end with this card. The door is shutting. It's shut. There's no way to open it. It's done. The next door that opens will be your new beginning with the Death card. Okay? The devil is there as well. So like I'm going to do definitions in a minute so that you can think about it yourself if you're learning tarot, but like how I am reading this before I grab the clarifying cards is that whatever the toxic thing is, it's ending, a new beginning is happening, and it's a very like okay, a very almost addictively pleasurable thing that will replace it. It's something that brings you, I want to use okay, I'm not supposed to use that word. What word can I use? It's something that will bring you some form of pleasure that's acceptable. We'll say that. Whatever the thing is that replaces the old will bring you like a lot of pleasure with that card. So I don't know why I'm snickering about that, but I'm not allowed to say the word that I wanted to use. This is the second time in this read. Anyway, the Tower is upheaval, disaster, foundational shift. The Death card is end of cycle, new beginnings, change, metamorphosis. The devil is materialism, playfulness, pleasure, addiction. So again, like for some of you, this is just going to be like you having the ability to enjoy something that is more meant for you, because whatever you've been in has not been meant for you. And because again, I didn't use that word earlier, I'm so glad. But again, whatever you have connected to that is toxic is something that you were unable to cut because of like responsibilities and different other ties, that for whatever reason you are now able to cut that out in the future. For whatever reason it is. I'm not going to continue on the list of how many things it could be. It's just that the door closes and the door opens, and the new beginning is present. Now let's look at your clarifying cards, my beautiful, beautiful air signs. I like it. All right, Three of Wands, Queen of Cups. So you have the Queen of Air and the Queen of Water here. I love that. And the Empress. Air signs, this is you being very logical and connected. Okay? And I love that we are, I don't know if all of you are of females that are like watching this, or if you identify as that, but that is ultimately the major energy here is the Queen of all queens is followed by also like a double dose of I'm going to be super clear on how I feel through my heart chakra, and also how I perceive and speak out of my throat chakra due to that perception, due to these perceptions combined. Okay, so the Three of Wands is looking ahead, expansion, and rapid growth. The Queen of Cups is calm, comfort, and compassion. Loving the energy. The future is focused very much, just with this clarifying cards here, on how you can build after this door closes. You are going to be more calm and compassionate because there's whatever is coming in is going to be more. There's no other way to put it. That's why they wanted me to use the word pleasurable. That makes sense. That's hilarious. It does make way more sense than the words I wanted to use. Okay, so whatever the new thing is will bring you so much more. I'm gonna keep laughing about this. Whatever this new thing is will bring you so much more pleasure. I'm sorry. But oh my god, I'm not trying to like chuckle about this, but it's funny. It's going to be a more pleasurable experience for you. So you're going to be more free-flowing. Not in a sexual way. Just you're going to be more emotionally compassionate with everyone because you're just enjoying life more. I'm so sorry I'm chuckling at this. Okay, air signs. I know that this future row looks super like almost ominous and dark, but it's not. It's just that it's, again, there's a big foundational shift where something that you thought would never leave your life is leaving your life. Something that you thought was very important is leaving your life, and something that is much better for you is replacing it. Whatever new thing that you're going to take on, or new things, like dependent on what like dimensions of your life this plays out, right, in terms of wellness, then whatever the new things are, they're going to be way better for you in terms of like pleasure and enjoying life and being more calm and compassionate because you just like love life, because you're actually like happy in whatever the new thing is. Where and it's just a good energetic flow in the future. Whatever the new foundational shift is for you, it will bring in a level of like just in every way wellness. You'll just, because you're replacing bad with good, so it will create you, it will give you the ability to create more good things in your life for you and those that you love and the world in general. So I love that, air signs. Hope you enjoyed your read, and enjoy whatever's coming in for you. Enjoy that. I'll see y'all in the next read. Oh, I can't remember if I said happy birthday, Aquarians, at the beginning of the video. If I didn't, have a very happy birthday season.